Hello, Kurt. Welcome to your second meditation class. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, Ben. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm glad you're here. So I know you're a science guy, which is why I have good news for you. That scientific studies have shown how meditation can change the structure and the function of the brain. Using brain scan, we can see that the two parts of the mind or the brain that are associated with positive well-being and negative well-being um, can actually be impacted by the meditation practice. So the prefrontal cortex, which is in the foremost part of the brain, behind the point between the eyebrows, is recently evolved part of the brain, and it's associated with concentration and compassion and creativity, and it's engaged when we watch the breath, which is the reason why we keep an upturned gaze during meditation. We're actually focusing here, even while we watch the breath in the nose. And then when we go into the expansion stage, we focus primarily at the point between the eyebrows. And people who control the reactive process, the outward circumstances, by engaging the prefrontal cortex are much more equipped to handle stress and to deal with unexpected events in their lives. And whereas people who rely on the limbic system, which is this other part of the brain associated with negative well-being, are using a much more primitive part of the brain that is that animals have evolved over time for basic survival. So it's concerned with survival, protection, and meeting our basic needs. And so when we meditate, we engage the prefrontal cortex. And when our mind wanders and when we get caught up in our problems, we're mostly engaged in our limbic system. Our mind is engaged. And the good news is that our mind is completely malleable. And so studies have shown that 15 minutes a day of meditating can change the structure of the brain to be more active and engaged in the prefrontal cortex over the course of 2 weeks, as few as 2 weeks. So the way it does that is when we concentrate and use the prefrontal cortex and train our brain in that way, the brain creates new brain cells and strengthens the synapses in the prefrontal cortex. So we're more likely to go there in other moments of need or stress in our lives. And we're reprogramming our brain from the limbic response to outer stimulus. And so it's a really positive finding in science, and something that, the ancient yogis and wise people of all traditions and paths have really known about the power and mystery of the prefrontal cortex as kind of the key to unlocking our highest potential. So I'm really excited to share that with you. And so I know that you are interested in meditation because of, the clarity of thought that you would like to bring into the moment and into your activity and into your life. And meditation can definitely help with that. And a lot of people seek better concentration. But there's a way to dive deeper into meditation, which is by engaging our feeling faculty. And that's an embodied feeling and heart opening that comes when we expand into a feeling such as joy or peace. And it's a beautiful state of being. And one of the ways that we can access and these states of being is through the expansion stage, which is when we drop the technique of concentration of Hong Sa, and we feel into peace or joy or love that we have begun to access through using our prefrontal cortex, and also by fanning the feeling as we go along in meditation. And so the technique of visualization we'll use during the expansion stage is a way of getting into that embodied state of awareness of peace. In this
Mhm.
case today, we'll do a visualization on peace. And so the way it will go is that we will we'll evoke an imagination. We'll use an imagination to evoke a feeling of peace using descriptive imagery, where I'll describe a scene and it'll engage your five senses. And this is actually a way of tricking your brain into believing that this is a real experience. And it's like a training for your brain and your heart to go to begin to expand this possibility for feeling peace in many moments of your life.
Mhm.
So sometimes when we meditate, we may not easily feel expansive qualities, but visualization is a way that we can, evoke these qualities uh, through a practice of imagining, and that this has really positive benefits for our brain as well, because it starts to train it to follow these synapses and to focus on this quality, because our brain has a negativity bias. And so it's important that we focus on positive states of being, and this will really allow us to access that feeling more often in our lives. But we'll do this visualization during the expansion stage, and I just want you to follow along with the imagery and try to engage the senses as I speak about them. And eventually, we'll
Okay.
just drop the image and just try to focus on that feeling in
All
the
right.
body and in our sphere of being. So we're just going to dive into the practice of Hong Sa that we've already done in the first class. So
Mhm.
first I want to check your posture. If you could turn sideways so I could see. So that looks really good. I know you're sitting on a couple cushions. Your back is
Mhm.
straight. Um, you can bring your palms a little bit closer up on your thighs, and that will slide your palms up towards the junction of thigh and abdomen, and turn them upward into a receptive mode with palms facing up. And roll your shoulders down and back and lift the chest. All right. And just bring your chin a little bit lower down, parallel to the ground. All right. Yeah, that looks good. You just want to be sitting relaxed and alert in a position where your spine is stacked vertebrae on vertebrae. Does that feel like a position you'll be able to hold uh, throughout meditation comfortably?
Yes, I think so.
All right, great. You could turn back to face me. Sorry for the awkward Zoom uh, moment. So now we'll just remind you that you want to keep an upturned gaze. So this is like gazing at a distant mountain,
Mhm.
um, and this allows the energy to
Yeah.
flow upward and to keep our concentration, centered at the point between the eyebrows. And we're going to keep our gaze there throughout the meditation. So now we're going to do preparatory exercises. So we'll do double breathing through the mouth or through the nose, tense the whole body, and double exhale through the mouth and nose and relax the whole body. So we're tensing in a wave from the feet to the top of the head as we tense, and relaxing the whole body as we exhale. So you can do it along with me. We'll do it 3 times. Double inhale, tense. You can squeeze the muscles of the body, and double exhale, relax completely. And we'll do it twice more, squeezing the feet, the legs, the abdomen, the arms, the shoulders, the neck and face. Double exhale, relaxing a wave from the head down to the feet. And one last time, tensing any muscle that didn't get it before. Double inhale, tense. Squeeze the muscles, double exhale. Relax completely. And this relaxes the body and gets it ready for meditation. And now we'll do a yogic breath. So we're going to be breathing diaphragmatically using all our breathing muscles. So we will breathe, filling the belly, and then the rib cage, and then the chest with the in-breath. And then exhale, relax the chest, the ribs, and the belly. So let's begin breathing in, filling the belly, the ribs, and chest. Full yogic breath. And then exhale, relax the chest, the ribs, and the belly. And we'll do this twice more with the eyes closed. Just taking full breaths using the full movement of the diaphragm. One more time. Belly, ribs, and chest. And chest, ribs, and belly on the exhale. And that's breathing in and out through the nose. I forgot to mention that. So we'll use that same breath as we do even count breathing. We'll inhale for a count of 5, hold for a count of 5, and exhale for a count of 5. So inhale, hold, and exhale. Inhale, hold, and exhale. And one more time. Inhale, hold, and exhale. All right. And we can keep our eyes closed. We'll go straight into the practice of watching the breath. So next time that you inhale, follow, or we're going to breathe without control. So just find the natural flow of breath in and out through the nose. Breathing as if you're watching somebody else breathe, without judgment, without control. And now notice where in the nose you feel the sensation of breath the strongest, and watch the breath as it passes this point in the nose. Cool on the in-breath and warm on the out-breath. Noticing any pauses between breaths, and just allowing them to be there. Feeling your breath slow down or become shallower as you relax deeper into this experience. And if your mind wanders, just bring it back to watching the breath from the point in the nose where you feel the breath the most clearly. Now we'll add the mantra Hong Sa. So on your next inhale, follow the inhalation with the silent mantra Hong. And as you exhale on your own, naturally chant Sa on the exhalation. Let the breath flow of its own accord without control. And add the movement of the forefinger, curling the forefinger slightly in as you inhale and chant Hong. And extending the forefinger back out as you exhale and chant Sa. Still watching the breath in the nose. We'll watch the breath silently for 1 minute. Now on your next inhale, we'll inhale through the nose and exhale 3 times gently through the mouth and nose in quick succession. And now when the breath flows back in, as the breath flows back in, let it flow naturally, but do not pay attention to it. Shift your focus now to the point between the eyebrows, feeling any spark of peace or stillness as we sit in silence and in stillness, entering into the expansion stage of the meditation. So now we're going to visualize that you're at the beach, maybe a beach that you're familiar with, or your favorite beach, and you just got there. It's early morning, but the sun's already hot and warm, and you take your shirt off and you start walking down the beach, and you hear the gulls singing and the waves lapping at the shore and the sound of children laughing in the distance. And you walk close to the water's edge so you feel the wet sand on your bare feet. You feel the sun on your skin and the wind brushing your skin. And you smell the salty, sweet air. And you can see the glistening water and the beautiful sky. And as you walk along, you feel a sense of peace within yourself and a sense of peace in the environment that you're in. And at some point you get too hot and you're ready for a dip. So you start wading out in the water slowly. And as you submerge your body in the water, first your feet and then your ankles and your shins. And as you enter the cool water, you feel as though peace is filling you from the ocean, filling your body up to your knees now, going up to your thighs and hips. Peace entering your body from the ocean. Now your abdomen, now your chest, up to your shoulders, and you stand there submerged up to your neck, allowing peace to fill your body, feeling the peace of the ocean, vast and deep. And now allow yourself to expand into peace completely, your entire being absorbed in peace. We'll focus on peace for 1 minute. Now we'll take an inhale and an exhale, coming back into the room. You can open your eyes when you are ready. Okay. So that was an experience of Hong Saw and expansion and visualization. Was there any part of it that you enjoyed the most?
I enjoyed most of it. I mean, there wasn't really one part. I think I liked the end. I think I liked the piece, especially the silent piece.
Mhm.
But I like the other piece too. Yeah, I liked I liked the ocean visualization.
Yeah, I know you love the ocean.
Yeah, I know that's why you did it, I think.
Well,
Chose that.
yeah, yeah. Do you think that the Hong Saw technique helped you to get to a place where you're more able to go into the silent piece?
Yeah, I think I'd like more practice with it though,
Yeah,
because it's a different meditation technique than I normally use.
yeah.
So
Probably
I would like
still
more practice.
still a mental, process of trying to put all the pieces together. So once it becomes,
Yeah, I think, yeah, it was a little mechanical.
Mhm.
I think it could become very fluid.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm,
awesome. Well, yeah, like I mentioned, in terms of neuroscience,
mhm,
finding that just regular practice, even if it's short, depth is more important than duration. Um,
mhm.
so even just short practices of 5 minutes twice a day or 10 minutes a day
Uh-huh.
can vastly improve our neuro biology. So
Mhm,
yeah, I just recommend that you find a time and a place and just do short
mhm,
practices to begin with and then build on top of that. And maybe finding a group that you can meditate with because that really helps.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, uh, thank you for attending the class and lots of love to you, Dad.
Thanks. Thanks, Benj.